Okay, briefly, I'm going to go over the answers of the prepositions on the practice exam. Not that you would just need these answers, because obviously you have the copy of the practice exam with the answers given, but you want to explain why they are what they are. Remember that you can refer to our study guide over the prepositions, in that all prepositions require their objects to either be in the accusative, and you see that list of them here, or they require their objects to be in the ablative, and you can see the lists of them there. So when you're presented with an English phrase, you have to, 1, know what the preposition is, 2, you have to know what its case requires, and then 3, you've got to be able to express that case on the object of that preposition, whatever it might be. So let's go through it really quickly. Number 1, into the city. The word for into is in. But in, as into, is going to require its object to be in the accusative, and so the word for city, which is erps, its accusative form is erbim. Here, out of the fields, the word for out of is the word ex or a. Ex, because the word fields in Latin is going to take or begin with a vowel, and so out of the fields, this word requires its objects to be in the ablative. Fields is plural, make sure you pay attention to that, and so ex agris. Second declension, ablative plural ending. Through the water, through is the word pair. Pair requires its object to be in the accusative, and so water is going to be put in the accusative. It's a first declension word, aqua, so accusative singular, aquam. Here in the city, it's merely just going to be in, and when in means in, it takes an ablative object. So up here it was accusative erbim, third declension. Here it's going to be ablative erbe. Towards the trees, towards is going to be odd. Odd is going to require its object to be in the accusative. So take the word trees, which is arbor, third declension, make it plural accusative, arbores. Under the water, it's going to be sub, as the word under requires its object to be in the ablative. Remember, water is aqua, and so it is going to be aqua with a long A. That long A is so important in knowing that it is an ablative form rather than a nominative. Near the garden, the word for near is prope. When you have the word near, prope requires this object to be in the accusative case, and so take garden, hortus, second declension, put it in the accusative singular, hortum. Over here we have away from the trees. Away is a or ab. Because the next word begins with a vowel, we go with ab. Had the next word trees begun with a consonant, we would have said ab. So it is going to require its object to be in the ablative case. Take the word plural trees in the ablative plural, third declension, remember, and that would look like the following. Arboribus. Around the field, around is going to be kirkum. Kirkum requires its object to be in the accusative case. Take the word for field, ager, second declension, make it accusative singular, agrum. Concerning the city, the word for concerning is day. Day requires its object to be in the ablative. So you take the word city, erps, third declension, put it in the ablative singular, only one city, and it is erbe. Between, the word for between is inter. Inter requires its objects to be in the accusative. You take the word gardens, hortus, make it plural accusative, and that second declension form would be hortos. Without water. Without is the word sine. Sine requires its objects to be in the ablative case, and so therefore you're going to take water, only singular, and its first declension, aqua. Here's across the field. The word for across is trans. Trans requires its objects to be in the accusative, so you take fields, which is ager, make it second declension, accusative plural. That's what the accusative plural looks like, agros. With the trees, the word for with is the word cum, and it requires its objects to be in the ablative. Take trees, plural, third declension, make it ablative, and it would look like the following. Arboribus. Continuing on, number 15, behind the garden. The Latin word for behind is post. And post requires its objects to be in the accusative cases. Take the word garden, hortus, second declension, make it in the accusative singular, hortum. For or on behalf of the city, that would be pro, for. And the city is going to have to be in the ablative case because pro requires its objects to be in the ablative, and thus it would be erbe. On account of, we have two choices here. One is ob, the other is propter. Both of them mean on account of, and both of them require their object to be in the accusative. So take the word water, singular accusative, aqua, first declension, and it is aquam. In front of the tree. In front of is to be before something, so that would be ante. Ante requires its objects to be in the accusative. Take the word tree, third declension, arbor, make it singular accusative, object of ante, arbor, rim, and finally in the water and into the water. Both of these require an in. It's just that when in means in, its object will be in the ablative versus into, in plus accusative. So take water, aqua versus water, aquam. So those are all your answers. Hopefully you will do well on the exam. Thanks so much for watching and study.